Bonsoir, bon appetit. Tonight I'm making another duck. I have several ducks on my channel. Check those out. This one's different. I'm using a raspberry sauce that I'm going to coat it with turnips and fresh garlic from the farmer's market. Yeah, just a beautiful thing. I hope you watch this video and enjoy it. The duck, yesterday I put it in the fridge and overnight just let it dry out. I make sure I dried it really carefully with a napkin, paper towels I should say, and then threw it in the fridge and just let that skin get really dry so it gets crispy. Okay folks, so I've told you before how to do truss a duck for rotisserie. But I'm going to show you again, just much closer, and because I feel like I might have made it a little difficult. So we're seasoning the inside of the cavity before we truss it. A little salt, a little pepper, really that's all you need. So this rotisserie I'm doing is different than others, but what we're going to do to truss it is the same for every single rotisserie we're going to do. Now, excess skin, you just take it off, because what's going to happen, it's going to flop all over the place, and you don't want that. Now, you see the neck that's coming out here? Oh, little piece of meat there. All right, we're going to cut that. Now, take a twine. Oh, nice length. I do about, I don't know, three times the size of the duck, or yeah, something like that. So now, I'm going to grab the neck here, and I'm going to go around like that, and I'm going to go underneath like that, just once. Oh, it slipped out of me. There we go. And we're going to pull it out, and then, well, let's do that again, because it did slip the wrong way. And you know what? That's okay. You don't get it right the first time, do it again. All right. Then tighten. Nice and tight. And then what you're going to do is pull that so it's even this way. Now we're going to take our wings and fold them under like that. Fold them under like that, so it's nice and in there, because we want to make everything nice and tight. Okay, so we tie it around the neck, so we're going to come across and under as tight as we can along the breast. So you see how we're making a V? Now flip it up a little bit, and what we're going to do is just make a simple knot here, or you can do a butcher's knot and pull it up. Oh, there we go. That's good. You don't need to get fancy here. You're going to pull it under and just make sure we have a nice knot. There we go. Pull that there, and then bring it tight. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come, go around, and pull our string inside like that, and bring it all the way to the edge, and tighten that up, and leave that. Now take the other string, and unfortunately my string should be in the middle here, but it's shifted, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. So remember, under, and then pull it in, pull it out, and pull that in like that, and then tighten that up, which makes it easy for one person to just bring these across and do a nice, even, nice tight knot to bring those drumsticks and plump it up. And that's the key. I used way too much string here, but that's okay. I'm off my game today. All right, there we go. So tight, like that. Another one just for good measure. See, the problem that's setting me off is that this is way too long. So just cut it and just make your other knot. There we go. There we go. Cut off the excess. Beautiful. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut across my breast. And what I'm doing this is because there's so much fat in my duck. Be careful not to cut into the meat though, okay? But all the way across. Be careful not to cut your rope either, your string. There we go. And then we're gonna do a diamond shape like that. Come across here, diamond, 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 diamond. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I'm going to tuck this in a little bit. And I'm going to take my steak. And I'm going to take the blunt end. I'm going to drop this. Come across. Now raise. Now, stick that. Oh my God. Steve, what are you doing today? It's like I've never done this. All right, stick this in. Give it a little tighten. Oh, there we go. Now let's judge it. Distance, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to take that, put the other one in. Take it, push it in, go right in, nice and tight, tighten that. There we go. Now let's look at that. So, if you notice, this is not even. No big deal. Give this a little loosening. Give this a little loosening. This happens all the time, folks. So don't feel bad if you don't get it right. I mean, look how bad I'm doing this today. But you know what? I'm going to use this because it's a lesson. That looks better. That looks even better. Okay, I'm going to tighten that and really tighten it. Now this screwdriver, I only use it for this, and I wash it in the dishwasher. But it's a lot easier to use. Now I'm going to tighten that up. And boom, my duck looks pretty good. Still uneven, but okay to adjust it again until you get it right. Sometimes you just, there we go. Gotta adjust it until you figure it out. And if you do it 2 or 3 times, that's okay. The point is you want it nice, even, and you want it nice in the center. And nice and tight. There we go. All right, I like that. Okay, so we're going to throw that on the rotisserie. We're going to make our sauce, and we'll be back. Okay, so we got our turnips here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen them from the turnip leaves, because I will use that as my turnip greens. They're from the south. This is very popular. And they're delicious, and I'm going to actually use them in a quiche. So I will save those leaves. There we go. Put that aside. Now my turnips, I'm going to wash them, and then I'm going to cut them, and I'm just going to quarter them like that, okay? And I'll do the rest like that. Now, put this aside so I can show you these beautiful garlics I have picked up from the farmer's market. I am gonna cut that. And the whole thing is edible. You want to remove the heavy green, like that, and peel it good. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now the garlic, I am just going to cut it into slices. And then just give it a good chop in. And I'm going to use the green. And the duck fat is going to drop on the turnips and the garlic. And it's going to just be beautiful. So chop that up really good, like that. And depending how many people you have, so a 5-pound duck will feed really comfortably 2 people, but can feed 4 people. What I would suggest is cook your greens as, you know, accordingly how many people you have. So that's what I'm going to do. So my rule of thumb is turnips about this size, or smaller ones. I would do 1 turnip, 2 small turnips per person. And I will cut those in half. Now if they're larger, I would quarter them. So like this one. See how bigger this is? I'm just gonna quarter it, and what you want to do is just make them all about the same size. So you see, I put it next to it. One's much bigger, that one is. What the heck, I'll just cut it again. Cut it again, no problem. And that's what we're going to do. Now, one of these greens from the garlic, I'm just going to keep chopping it. And that's just going to add a beautiful flavor. And I'm going to add that into the tray below the duck, the pan capturing all that fat. And it's going to be beautiful. All right. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing here, and we'll be right back. I'm going to switch the camera back to the rotisserie so you can see what I'm doing. So I added all those wonderful vegetables, including baby carrots, into that tray. And I am letting that duck fat just cook those. Oh, what a delicious. So let's get back to our sauce. All right, we're back. I'm just finishing to juice this orange. And yeah, all that wonderful orange juice. I did 2 oranges here. I'm using my mother's juicer. It's so old that it's falling apart. From the 60s or probably 70s, I don't know. But anyways, but it's sentimental, so I keep it. All right, so we're going to take our juice, and I'm just going to wring it through my finger, make sure I don't have any seeds. And I don't. Beautiful. Put that aside. Now we're going to do about 1/4 cup of pork. And not least, what am I forgetting? Oh, my sugar. So the OJ, the pork, and the sugar. Now I'm going to put this on a medium-high heat. And when it bubbles, I'm going to reduce it. And I'm going to reduce that almost to nothing. And then I'm going to add the other ingredients. So we will be back. So it's coming to a boil. So I'm going to reduce the heat and bring it down to a low simmer. Meantime, I already did it, but zest those oranges, both one. I did one, that's enough. If you want to do two, you can. Have your raspberries, and then have your cinnamon and nutmeg ready. Please see my ingredients list on my description. I make it easy for you guys. Yeah, you don't have to jump websites and all that. Just get the information you need so you can get cooking. So we're gonna wait that this reduces, and yeah, we'll be back. All right, we're back. All right, so this has reduced about a quarter. Now let me get a mitt. Oh, there it is. And I wanted to show you what that looks like. It's a little foamy, but if you stir it, you can see it. There you go. So that's about a quarter. And when it really bubbles like that, that's what you're looking for. See that? And that's about 5-6 minutes, something like that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to stir in our raspberries. Now, these are frozen raspberries. If you're using fresh raspberries, you won't have to wait as long as I'm going to have to. But we're just going to stir that in, and immediately you're going to start seeing a nice velvet sauce. We're going to bring that back up. Keep stirring that. And then you can add your other ingredients. Zest. Beautiful. And your cinnamon and nutmeg. I can't say it. This is the problem with speaking of français, l'espagnol, et anglais. You mess up some pronunciations and all three. But anyways, here we go. So we got all that in. Nutmeg. You see, it came back to me. Nutmeg. Okay, so we're gonna just lower the heat a little bit on this. And you see how beautiful that is? It's gonna, actually, I'm just gonna cook this for about 2-3 minutes. And then I'm gonna completely shut off the heat. Now, you can use other fruit that you want. You can use, to make the sauce, the blackberries. You can use, like I did, raspberries. If it's the holidays, you could use cranberries. Yeah, so you have some flexibility there. Yeah, I've done those three. I haven't really tried any other fruit, so let's stick to those three, okay? All right, hang in there. And 2-3 minutes, I'm just going to let this, shut it off and let it cool. It's going to thicken. And I'm going to brush a little bit on my duck, and you'll see that. So, yeah, we'll be right back. In about 4 minutes, turn off the heat. And it's nice and thick. Look at that. Beautiful sauce. Now I'm going to let it cool a little more, take it off the heat, and then I'm going to take a little bit. Look at how it sticks to it. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Just beautiful. Yeah. And then we're going to put it on the duck. A little bit. We're going to save most of it when we serve the duck. We carve the duck and serve it. But yeah, so hang in there. Okay. So the duck's been cooking, pretty good time, about an hour. There's another 20 minutes to go, maybe 25. I keep stirring my vegetables in my tray here, just so the duck fat just immerses with the turnips and the baby carrots I added there, and the garlic. And now I started with a medium, kind of high heat on my Cornue here, Flamberge, but now I am going to turn up the heat to almost the full high. Because I want, you start at a little lower heat, and then at the end, you bring it to high heat on poultry. So duck, chicken, I had a question about that, so that's why I'm bringing attention to it. And that's what you want to do. So last 15, 20 minutes, you want to raise the heat, keep an eye on it. But I like my duck crispy. Now, a chicken, I would probably do it just 15 minutes, depending on the color. Judge it. Look at my other videos and you'll see how I do it. But let's get the sauce. Woo, that's hot. Steve, use a mitt. All right. So this is cooking just beautifully. But now that I'm crisping this up, I'm just going to lightly, folks, I'm not going to put much. I'm just going to paint like I've been painting. And I'm just going to lightly coat this with the sauce. And fill it into that breast. Oh, it's going to be delicious. And there we go. You don't need much, and you don't want to put much. Just make sure you spread it. There we go. And now it's looking good. I'll give you guys a close-up of this so you can see how I did it. There we go. That's enough. That's all you need. All right? So we're going to brown this up. Brown up our vegetables. And by the way, a good way to cheat on your vegetables, if you have like potatoes or turnips, is you can pre-cook them a little bit in the oven and then throw them in. That way you're sure, guaranteed, they're cooked and crispy. All right, we'll be right back. I've been cooking and now it reached temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it rest, actually cut the temperature, pull it back, and look how beautiful that is. Those vegetables are there. If you notice the juice is running clear, that's a good sign that your duck is ready. And look how beautiful that is. So I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to pull my guy all the way out. And I'm going to let it rest. And I'm going to pull this tray. If you have like one around, I just slightly pull it. I've never seen it drip, but you know, what the heck? I'm careful. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you a picture of it served. But this is it. Bonsoir, bon appetit. Subscribe if you like it. Share it. It helps apparently the channel out. And of course, like it if you only like it. But bonsoir, bon appetit. I hope you enjoy this. Canard aux framboises. Duck with a raspberry sauce. Beautiful turnips from the farmer's market. Baby carrots. And wonderful garlic springs.